Going on to you, Aquarius. So you, Aquarius, have the Fool, the Three of Wands, and the Two of Swords. There's a link in the comment section below called the Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website where you have ways to support me, right? So I can most definitely support the channel and keep the show going. Appreciate it if you would come through. I have tarot readings, teach people how to do tarot themselves, birth chart readings. Appreciate you. Thanks. So for you, Aquarius, you have the Fool, the Three of Wands, and the Two of Swords. Okay, so these three cards right here for you are ultimately about how you have to, a lot of you, Aquarius, right now, you're in a very testy situation where you have to brush off a lot of the naysayers, right? A lot of people who spend a lot of time dragging your name through the mud, that know you. But again, Two of Swords has to try to drag your name through the mud or reject you if they're new, that is. Because the Three of Wands and the specifically the Three of Wands, they see you having options. And they don't want you Capricorns to actually, they don't want you Aquarius to actually understand your worth. But this is the cognitive dissonance that they are projecting onto you. And the Eight of Cups and the Hermit now represents how, since that's the case, the Eight of Cups and the Hermit is about how you Aquarius know your situation. Like a lot of times people like to make this assumption that, you know, an Aquarius has a bunch of people blowing up their DMs. I know factually that that's not true. But a lot of times people will project that onto you, and because they see you as a person that's popular, they will spin it like, oh, I can't hang out with you because you're not trustworthy to be in a relationship. I can't trust you. That's how they spin it. So the Eight of Cups and the Hermit represents if you Aquarius have had any kind of difficulty, okay, with somebody that you was trying to get to know, you need to leave them alone. Because you Aquarius are missing the simple fact that a lot of you may really be on point, but you're on point, but you have to understand that just because you're on point, right, you're going to be popular when you're on point. When you're doing, let me tell you something. The reason why it is that people love Michael Jordan in the first place is because Michael Jordan is a basketball player that is a winner, one of the greatest winners in basketball history, if not the greatest. Personally, the greatest, if you ask me. But also due to the fact that Michael Jordan only comes out when he's handling business. He comes out for a purpose. He's not out here essentially to retain or gain clout. He shows up. You show him, and it's so funny that I said that because Michael Jordan, both Michael Jordans, Michael B. Jordan, the actor and the basketball player, are both Aquarius. But that's the point that I'm trying to make here, though, right? The idea that people will love you, Aquarius, whenever it is that you are out here doing your own thing. And what I mean by that is you stay quiet. You put your nose to the grindstone. You mind your business for a little while. You disappear, right? You remain incognito. Not because you're afraid to pop out and show people, hey, you know, and get to know people or any of that type of stuff, but due to the fact that you, Aquarius, are individuals where you've been getting a lot of opposition. And that's what the sun and the zodiac signs represent. It represents the projection from whatever house the zodiac sign naturally is in. So you, Aquarius, being the rulers naturally of the 11th house, the lords of the 11th house, it means that, right? It means that you, Aquarius, there's a highlight on why, because Saturn rules there too, but traditionally, but there's a highlight on you, Saturn pumps the brakes. So what I'm trying to say is that you Aquarius need to understand that you need to pump the brakes on all of that hanging out. A lot of you Aquarius love this hanging out stuff, which is nothing wrong with that, but that's a no-no for you, in the sense that in this lifetime, you're really supposed to be hanging out with people in doses. And what I mean when I say that, I mean not any kind of prescriptions, right? Metaphorically. I'm speaking metaphorically. I'm talking about doses in the sense of you hang out with people for a little while and then you go on about your business. You keep yourself incognito and a mystery. Why? Because, and I've been saying this a million times, and there's proof that's coming out about this, and I even shared a video about this on my IG, repetition breeds contempt. When you Aquarius show up, people don't like the fact that your stuff is on point. They don't like that. They say that that's what it is that they want. But how many times, Aquarius, have you seen where people will essentially destroy or unalive the very same hood stars, the Young Dolphs, the Nipsey Hussles, the very same people that pull up with a fly chain and a nice car, and they doing big, and they stand localized, and they stand in the neighborhood. The same neighborhood will be the people that take them out, because they don't like to see another person shine, but they don't want anyone to shine at all, because they don't actually want to move this thing forward, because they're rats. Same thing with you. So the devil in the Six of Swords represents you must be slyer than that. You have to be smarter than that. You have to be more precautious than that. You have to know how to be a little bit more street smart, down to earth in how it is that you move. You understand? There's a huge emphasis on that for you, Aquarius. And what I mean when I say street smart, I mean pay attention to how much time you hang out with people now. Because once again, y'all are getting problems from the door. Some of you may have let somebody know that you are interested in them, and y'all are already getting problems. There's all types of excuses as to why they're not interested, or they tell you no, or they make all these cognitive dissonance, or this cognitive dissonant projection that they have about you. Things that are completely not even true, but and the Sun card represents how, and this is where the highlight is. This is what the highlight is. The highlight is a lot of you need to control your relationships. You need to manage those things, because I'm seeing that a lot of you are at a huge crossroads in your own life where y'all are really seeing what it is that I've been talking about. And the Seven of Swords and the Empress, the Seven of Swords represents you realize that what it is that I was saying. You have to interact with people, but in doses. Not hanging out all the time. You may even like your friends. These may be friends that like you, but once you get to a certain point, you manage the time that you hang out with them. And then when you see that you check that watch, and then when you see you starting to hang out with a couple of people too long, you leave. I don't hang out with people longer than an hour in real life. I go over an hour sometimes, but I'm talking about on average. I don't hang out with people more than an hour in real life, because I see what hanging out too much you do. People are dumb. People are delusional. People are psychotic. The real psychosis. They are fair weather. They are switchy. 1 minute they're good. They are confused out here. 1 minute they're good. The next minute they're so not in control of their own emotions and their thoughts. They start to go on these tangents, and the next thing you know, you're the villain. So the thing for you Aquarius to do is to stay away from them, right? Create boundaries. Yes, you can hang out and have your fun and kick it, but also you are supposed to be loners as well. You know, Aquarius, y'all represent. See, a lot of y'all want to put yourselves in one of two categories, right? One of the two categories is a lot of you Aquarius will want to be the ultimate humanitarian. And then a lot of you Aquarius are like, okay, maybe you should isolate yourself. What's the answer? If you ask me humbly, you Aquarius should get both. You Aquarius should hang out with some people, but know when enough is enough. Manage yourself how many times a week you hang out with them, right? Mentally, consciously, right? You being aware of it. And then give some time, give them some space. So let's clarify the Empress. The Queen of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, King of Swords, Nine of Cups, Nine of Swords, to clarify the Empress. So the Queen of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles, to clarify the Empress, is all about how, yes, you have to be, these two cards are all about how you have to manage the type of people that you meet, including romantic relationships. You still need to give them space too. But this is why I was trying to tell you, Aquarius can't be hanging out with everybody all the time. Not even romantic interests. They need to go home. Because them going home and having their own spot is that space that you're giving them. Because you want to keep it on, when they see you, it needs to be respectful. People start getting around you, Aquarius, Pisces, Virgo, Aries, and Capricorn, right? Y'all, they start giving y'all a different breed of what they quote unquote call love. Now all of a sudden they start looking at you with a side eye. They don't even have a reason to. Just like that, unprovoked, because of their own dysfunctions, their own cognitive dissonance. They projecting this BS onto you. So now it's like you living with them, right? That's the reason why it is that marriages don't work out when people are living with one another, right? And before they get married. It's because, no, you're supposed to go home. You're supposed to give them space. How you preserve the relationship is by giving them space. And that's one thing that a lot of you Aquarius are going to need. You're going to need space. I'm not saying all the time. Yes, you can still hang out. Everything in moderation. But everything in moderation. You understand? And then you have the King of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and then you have the Nine of Wands. The King of Swords is Aquarius in the minor arcana. And this proves that you Aquarius need to be conscious. You need to be aware of how you interact. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Overall, very good reading. That should give you a little bit more insight as to why a lot of your relationships don't go over well. And the reason why Capricorn, or I ain't gonna say Capricorn, but the reason why Saturn and Uranus gives you such a hard time when it comes to any form of relationship, no matter what it is because it's here to show you that you need to be very aware about who you give your time and attention to.